why don't we break it up here with a little update
Sure.
from our girl Susie.
Suze.
Calling in her third time to the live call. Susie, are you there? Susie, you appear to be on mute.
I'm here. Sorry, I was just getting myself off mute.
Suze, what's up, girl?
Oh, just living around.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Good. We're doing pretty good out here, honestly.
Great.
We're tan. We're feeling beautiful.
What?
We're tan. We're feeling beautiful in the studio.
Oh, you're always beautiful,
Dang,
Stabby.
Sue, stop. You're going to make me blush. What's going on in your life? Catch us up.
Well, since the last time we talked, my good boyfriend that I mentioned,
Right.
he broke up with me on April Fool's Day, so that was hilarious.
Tough day to do that.
I know, yeah.
You hit him with a panicked LOL. Nice try right after. And then he's like, oh, my God, I'm so sorry. I forgot what day it is. But actually, yes, you do have to take your stuff out of my apartment.
I didn't even have shit at... Oh, actually, no, he did. I stayed at his house the weekend, like a couple weeks before, and he did bring me like a garbage bag of all my dog stuff.
Damn. couldn't even throw it in a Trader Joe's tote. Put that shit in a Glad bag.
It was like her bed and stuff. But
I see.
Oh my gosh, wow, I didn't even realize that.
Okay. Sorry to hear it. Sorry to hear you're broken up with.
Yeah. So, it was, it's okay. I'm okay. I'm obviously sad and heartbroken and whatnot.
Of course.
But I'm not like angry with him or mad at him, and he wasn't like a bad man or anything about it. And I'm gonna see him for the first time since we broke up in a couple weeks, and it's very important to me and for him that we stay friends and that we can like find our way back to friendship.
Okay.
And I'm just needing some advice about like how to,
Sure.
freak out, like.
So, okay. I would say, so why do you have to see him in 2 weeks?
We're going to the same event, and it's in the city he lives in.
Okay.
But then later on in the summer, he's moving to the city I live in.
Interesting. And so, is it you definitely have to go to this event? It's like a thing you're looking forward to?
Yeah.
Or were you just doing it because you were dating him?
This is a thing that I've gone to before we did. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, okay. So look, the general advice here is your general question is, how do you stay friends with an ex? Just that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah. Basically.
Well, the first advice is don't rush it. That's the most fundamental advice here. That's why I'm thinking 2 weeks to be friendly and cordial. That's kind of tough. How long were you guys dating?
No, we dated for 6 years on and off.
Right.
But we broke up in April.
Oh,
okay. It's been a minute. Yeah.
Okay. And you 6 years on and off, and you're open, right? Like, give the people some context here.
So, yeah, we were open.
That makes it easier. It wasn't a real relationship.
No. Because like he was like a little bit of a shithead.
Right.
It was usually it was always his fault.
Of course.
And like this time, I think he just like doesn't want to have expectations, and he doesn't want like girlfriend responsibilities.
Right. He just wants some pussy on the sneak every fortnight. He would like to fuck. Look, okay. So, and I'm assuming are you dating anybody else? Do you have any, or even casually, since it's been since April?
Going on dates, but no one's stuck.
Sure. Okay. But okay. So look, if it's been, I would say, see, this is tough because this is not just an ex either, right?
No, he's one of my really good friends. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, this is a person. Friend is kind of tough here because he's not that either necessarily. He's definitely a huge figure in your life, right? This is somebody that has like played a major role in your life. A lot of emotions. This is not like cookie cutter advice, actually, in terms of like how to stay friend with an ex. Because what you're talking about is you were in a long, like a weird, nebulous, probably very passionate at times. These kinds of relationships only last when there's like an almost like weird like base animal compatibility here, where it's like you just feel comfortable despite all the signs telling you shouldn't be. You just keep slipping into something like this. I'm guessing that's how these kinds of things last. And it's you've kind of woven this motherfucker into your life in a lot of different ways. And it's not as simple as being like, oh, okay, well, now we'll just be friends, right? Like you have basically 6 years. I know you said on again, off again, but it's like you've had 6 years of thinking of this person, one very specific context. And you said he was a good boy. Like, you got your hopes up, right? This is somebody you really cared about. Then you got your hopes up to the point where it's like you're talking about him as a good boyfriend, and then all of a sudden he's not, right? And I would say that you might be too mature about this whole thing. You might be giving him too much credit in a way that's probably reminiscent of the reasons you let this motherfucker just come in and out of your life as he probably saw fit, right? And
I give him so much more credit than he ever deserves.
Right.
I just can't not.
You
tried.
can though, Suze. That's what we're here for. That's why I'm saying like it's fucking insane. So you said it's important for us to stay friends. Is it? Is it really? Like, I don't know that it is. I think it's important for him to not feel bad about how he's treated you for 6 years. He probably cares about you. He doesn't want somebody he loved, right, to have negative feelings about him. But here's the situation. It sounds like you deserve to have some negative feelings. It sounds like it's okay for you to cut him out of your life at least for a while. And then when you fully healed from this weird fucked up relationship, then you can decide if you want him to be your friend or not. But right now, you're being a little naive to think you're going to have a real friendship with this person.
It would be too annoying for me to like cut him off.
Okay,
like,
so then what? You just are... How annoying is it to just live like this the rest of your life? That's not annoying? What, having to go to a couple less fucking whatever weird music festival you're about to go to? Having to go to a different rave or whatever the fuck you're doing?
What is
okay, it's the Asheville Anarchist Book Fair.
What?
That's awesome. How about this? Come over. Eldest will put on a dread wig, and I'll sell you a book on how to make pipe bombs.
No, it was,
and then it's just, and we'll give you a crystal for your trouble. Huh?
People with dreads were like banned from the book fair.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry to generalize. Okay. Either way, Suze, all I'm saying to you is that it wouldn't be too annoying. You know what this is? This is the fucking, you know it better than us. Tell the people what your job is so they can laugh, the ones that don't know you.
I'm a therapist.
Right. You know the fucking stages of whatever the fuck, grief. You're fucking weirdly...
Those are not evidence-based.
Okay, whatever. All right, whatever. The point is, this is a little like... Saying it would be too annoying to cut this person out of my life is a little bit of... It's some bargaining. Let's say it's not evidence-based. Let's just use it as a whatever. You're looking for subconscious ways to keep this person in your life. We've all been here, Suze. We've broken up with someone that we know it's not going to work with. And the idea of fully, getting them out of our lives is scary. It's even sadder. You don't really want to do it. But I'm telling you, especially in a situation like this, where this has been somebody who's just been interwoven. And yes, Is it going to be annoying? I'm not saying it's not, but I'm sorry, that's what breakups are. And this guy is not going to, he's not going to put it together. That's clear. This was
we're not going to get back together. No, I know that.
Okay.
That's not.
Yeah, but what if he shows up with some flowers and a fucking, and you know, some.
He doesn't want to.
Huh?
He doesn't want to.
Right. He doesn't want to, Suze. What do you want? God damn it. Come on.
Suze, I want you to look into the future and like be honest here. How likely are you to call back on another live call show in 4 months, being like, after this festival, you know, we went back to my
he
place.
Was really
he blew
sorry.
My back
he
out
rethought it. He wanted a girlfriend, and then 3 months later, he didn't. You got this mother. Look, here's the thing. How about this? We're not even saying it's forever, but this guy needs a year-long timeout. No contact, no nothing.
I'm not doing it.
Why?
You got to. You got to be bulletproof.
Okay, hold on. What is so good about this motherfucker?
It's honestly not even him. It's like it would make
intertwined in the scene. I'm guessing
friend groups.
Yeah. It would make it really annoying for me and him and a lot of our friends to like have to.
All right. Well, look, it's up. It's what do you value more? You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna have any peace with this fucking guy in and out of your life like this for a while. It's like like at least I mean, look, you won't even give it a year. Like, why? What are we talking about? Potlucks?
I'm just gonna like rip the Band-Aid off, and I know it's gonna suck to like and feel weird, but I also think that eventually it'll feel good again to just be friends.
But it's not possible the way you're talking about it. Rip the Band-Aid off. The wound is festering. It's like that motherfucker needs a Band-Aid. It needs a fucking Band-Aid. It needs to scab over. Every time you see this fucking guy, you're picking the scab.
I feel like if I don't do it soon, then it'll get bigger and scarier.
No. What'll get scarier is the fact that you'll realize how much you can't have this fucking guy in your life. Like right now, you're like, what's scary to you is what you know to be the truth, which is you have to cut this guy out of your life at least for a little bit. And what's scary is having to do that other shit and having to see less people, and like maybe some people will take his side, and then there's a whole lot of shit that like there's some dominoes here, and maybe you seem like the kind of person who doesn't like shaking things up, just in general, let alone in relationships. This is probably in your friend group. You don't want to impose, right? Basically what's going on here is...
No, it would be, yeah.
See?
It would be awful.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is like, and by the way, that's something you got to work on. I would tell you to go to therapy, but how about you just play this back and pretend I'm you and you're some lady at your...
Imagine Susie comes into your office as a client.
Yes.
She comes into the back of an anarchist bookshop and sits down next to Anton LaVey and Walter Benjamin pamphlets and is like, oh, I just broke up. Like, what would you tell Susie if you heard this? Would you tell her, oh, yeah, be friends?
That as long as everyone's honest and
which you're not with yourself. So there you go. Step one, we're not being honest.
I'm being honest.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I told him I was like, I think that this is gonna make me sad.
Right.
But I also just want to do it.
But see, that's fucked up, Susie. You shouldn't do things you know are going to make you sad because it would make everybody else's life easier but you. And if you're around people that it makes their life easier for you to be sad, that's a fucking problem. That's a problem. You know that.
Feelings are a part of being alive, Stavi. I think you need to get more comfortable with that.
Constant sad every fucking day, every time you see a person. I know they're a part of it, but it's like you're guaranteeing sadness. It's like, look, if it happens, it happens. Anyway.
Sad every time I see him. I think that this first time that I see him will be sad. And
okay, I just think you're a person in general who doesn't want to rock the boat, who doesn't want to like her feeling, Like you would go out of your way for somebody in your, like if one of your friends was dating another one of the people in your friend group and they describe, they're like, we had this on again, off again thing. She was kind of a bitch to me. And like, I just think I need some space from her. Is it okay if me and you just hang out one-on-one? Or I think I'm going to skip this fucking board game meeting or whatever fucking dork shit you're doing. Like, I just want to hang out with you for a little bit. Or like, is it okay if I'm going to have a dinner party, but I don't want him there? You would understand that, right? Wouldn't you be the kind of person that would understand that? If they were like, I just need I just need some space from this person, or I only need to see them sparingly, right? Because I'm not saying, again, I'm not saying you don't ever can come into contact with an ex. Like, I've dated people and I've bumped into them, but I got to tell you, it was pretty tough sometimes. So, but you would go out of your way to accommodate a friend in your circumstance, wouldn't you? Aren't you that kind of person?
Yeah. I just also I've never had like an ex that I wanted to just stay friends with that I couldn't just be friends with.
Right.
Like
until now, right?
Yeah, this is the first time.
And that's what I'm telling you is like that this is different. This guy's clearly a very important person. Like we all have these people in our lives. I've gone through this, like it just happens, and I am just telling you I'm telling you how it's even possible to be friends. What you're talking about is sort of like a middle school style, like you're talking about living the way I lived when I was 12, when it's like telling a girl I like her, she's like, ew, and then she fucking makes out with another guy, and I just hang out with the three of them at the mall, just me and them, and I'm like, haha, who cares? This doesn't bother me. You're talking about behaving like a low self-esteem middle schooler, but you're a grown woman with a lot to offer, Suze, who would be much better to other people than you're expecting other people to be to you. That's all I'm saying. And I think if you really want to, it's frustrating because you are someone who's emotionally intelligent. You've been able to talk through this, but there's no talking through this shit. There is only emotions this difficult. There's only letting them pass through. And someone 6 years that you had high hopes for, breaking your heart one more time, even though you're couching it in terms of, oh, he's not a bad whatever. That's what happened. Don't fucking bullshit us. We know you're.
Oh, it is what happened. Yeah, no, it is.
So that's all I'm saying. Realistically, look, you're the licensed professional here. I'm a comedian with a podcast with my dumb friend running his Discord, right? All I can tell you is we're from the University of the Streets. And all we can tell you is we know how this goes. And here's what you're really not going to like. When you say that, when I've said that, the percentage of take space from someone, then think about what you really want, most of the time it's to keep them out of your life. I hate to tell you that. It's like so I have some exes that I'm friends with, but even then there's sort of these weird, we're only exes because we're like at détente.
I haven't talked to him since April.
What's that?
We haven't talked really at all since April. So
Suze, your track record just is not good here.
Yeah, April's 6 years to 3 months is just not enough time.
And 6 years on and off, I'm just like, man, I just know you're gonna like backslide. Fuck this guy again or something. I'm getting.
Well, yeah, it's easy to backslide. It's easy. You just have to set up a new like way to feel. And by the way, your emotions are raw right now. All we're saying is really think about what you want. All you're doing right now is what everybody else wants. What he wants, what will be easier for my friends. You are putting yourself last emotionally in this equation. And all we're saying is take a little time where you're putting yourself first. That's it. If you got to see him at your little anarchist get together, keep it brief. No prolong, just cordial.
Don't get an iced coffee together and check out every fucking stall with each other for like 2 hours.
There's no catching up. There's, hey, nice to see you, and move along. Look, you don't want to accept our advice? All we can do is tell you what we know to be true. And that we're not even...
He already asked me to get coffee that weekend.
He asked you to get coffee. Huh. It's almost like we know everything we're fucking talking about here, Susie. It's almost like we're completely on...
I'm sure he just wants coffee. He probably won't try to fuck.
He won't try and fuck. He just wants to catch up. He's certainly, at best, not setting up to fuck you the next time you see him at whatever fucking thing you're going to. Come on,
Suze.
dude. What are you doing here?